Hello and welcome everyone, Lionheart here with the first podcast, the Warcast. And I'm joined by these fine-looking gentlemen, Warrior of Sparta and the Rambler.
Hi! How you doing?
Hello.
So if you don't know who these chaps are, they're both Total War
Bubbles have
YouTubers.
gone up my nose.
Like myself, and you can find links to their channels in the description. This podcast is going up on all of our channels, so no matter where you're watching, you'll be able to enjoy the Warcast. The plan with the Warcast is to release it once a month, with the option of having the Warcast Extra released as many times in between that if there's big talking points, or if CA jump us with an announcement about a new game or DLC or trailer and we want to talk about that, or if there's just something that you guys harass us about enough on Twitter or Facebook or something like that, or in the comments of videos going, you guys need to do a Warcast on this, we'll produce a Warcast Extra. But you can expect the Warcast to come out, except for this first one, within the first week of each month. That'll be the kind of the schedule for it, and it'll be featuring myself, Warrior Sparta and the Rambler, and we'll also be looking to include a fourth in some of the Warcasts. Now that'll be potentially another Total War YouTuber or a member of CA's staff. Sort of mentioned this idea that we had, that we were going to produce a podcast. Obviously we say there's no affiliation to CA or Sega, it's not paid, it's not sponsored, this is just the three of us getting together and doing a podcast on all things Total War. So
The Bants Brigade.
The Bants Brigade, as Warrior.
The Triumvirate.
These guys had optional names for the podcast, but we settled on Warcast, I think.
Well, yeah, we had a bit of a talking point about that.
We did.
one.
We had to sort Rambler out.
Slash it out.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What?
You really were keen on the Bants Brigade, right?
Yeah, you were.
Yes, because the Banter Brigade is literally like
Banter!
But anyway,
Banter!
so yes, we'll be looking to get potentially even someone from CA on, so we can do interviews, or perhaps they can talk about upcoming games or DLCs, maybe even give us an exclusive. So that's what we'll be kind of aiming to do. If you have any thoughts on that, or if you have any recommendations for a YouTuber or a guest that you'd like to see appear on here, please comment in the comment section of any of our Warcast podcast videos, and tell us who it is and why. So, what can you expect in this month's Warcast? Well, we're going to be talking about Attila's launch, kind of Attila in the Shadow of Rome 2, how's it fared? Rambler's going to be talking about Total War Arena. Obviously, we don't know that much about it yet, but we're going to talk about some of the experiences that we've all had from some of the events we've been lucky enough to go to, and how it's shaping up. And Warrior's going to be talking about the content of future DLCs, and obviously the content of Attila's current DLCs, and you know what we think about them.
Controversial!
Yes. So yes, we've also got competitions and things like that, which Warrior Sparta's going to tell us about later, and we're also going to be featuring some mods, one from each of us, that we like across all of the Total War series, kind of spotlighting them, and we'll also be spotlighting a channel of the month as well. So
Wow.
yes, definitely check
Rambler
that
146.
Yeah, go check it out. Comment, rate, subscribe.
Plug. Anyway, to kick things off, Rambler's going to start us off with some discussion on Total War Arena.
Yes. So recently, the closed alpha has gone live once again, and they're kind of expanding it this time to involve a lot more players. So you can fill out a form. I think it's on the CA website, isn't it?
We'll put a link
Yes.
in the description of this
Yeah.
video.
So if you wanted to join the closed alpha for Arena, all you need to do, I think it's also on the Total War Reddit as well. The Dogbot's left like a permanent link
Yeah, it's
to the Total War
sticking.
Reddit if any of you go on there. If you have, make sure to upvote our stuff. And yeah, so Total War Arena, 10v10 online multiplayer, which has got kind of... Yeah, do you guys want to kind of explain a bit more about it?
Well, okay, yeah, so you've got a choice of some different commanders from both the Roman and Greek sort of factions and cultures.
Leonidas, Julius Caesar, Germanicus,
And
Macedon, Alexander of Macedon. A few of them, aren't there? So, yeah.
controlling legendary commanders in an epic 10v10... Oh, you control 3 units as well.
Yeah, so
You
it's
have
only,
3 units, yeah.
It's only 3 units, it's 10v10, so it's quite a frantic affair, really. There's a couple of maps in there so far. I think they're looking to expand that. Obviously, you have to see if you get into the alpha, but we've all had a chance to play it at various CA events previously, and yeah, it's definitely a different multiplayer experience.
It's a different genre for them, I think, isn't it, as well?
It's different to the multiplayer battles that you get at the moment. While technically it's smaller, it feels bigger.
Yeah.
If you get what I mean.
I wasn't really
Definitely.
sure what to expect when they first announced it. I was a bit like,
That's it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
But after actually playing it, it's actually
Quite
surprisingly
addictive, isn't it?
impressive. Yeah, definitely addictive.
It really does make you work on your strategy.
Yeah, and
doesn't
I mean,
it?
battles can be over in like 5 minutes, can't they? If
Yes.
if you're quick
if
to
the
take
base
it.
is captured,
Yeah.
then you're
If
done.
you can suddenly, if you can have a deceptive flank somewhere, you can get right behind the enemy lines and you can take out their base. Okay, that's probably extreme conditions. Most battles are about 10, 15 minutes long, aren't they? But some of them
Yeah.
can go on
Yeah.
20, maybe even 25 if you have a real
It
stalemate.
really emphasises the work of
Yeah.
teamwork, doesn't it? It
Well,
really
there's a
emphasises
timer,
teamwork.
isn't there?
There's a timer.
Actually,
There is a timer.
is it like 15?
10,
I think it's
10,
about 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so
Yeah.
they can't go on for 20, 25 minutes. I'm talking about my arse there.
So play
yeah.
3 or 4 matches in an hour if you get through the matchmaking.
Yeah, and obviously you gain XP at the end of that, which you can put into your units. You can customize them as you go, level them up, go to different ranks and stages, which unlocks more units for your specific faction. And obviously you can upgrade kind of abilities for your commander. So you kind of got your commander is embedded in an actual unit, but he acts as kind of like a hero unit, as it were, with
That's
special
it.
abilities that he passes on. I'm a particular fan of Leonidas's Shield Bash.
Shield bash. But it's very good because it does emphasise the fact you have to work on your general unit as well, because he
Yeah.
gets individual XP as opposed to your actual unit's XP. So you have to really work on him as well as a general to increase his abilities and then rank them up, according to both the general and the units you unlock from ranking
And
up.
I mean, like, communication with that is key. I think we've in the past played together and jumped on a TeamSpeak
Massively,
or
yeah.
Skype, and it's so much more rewarding. Even with just 3 players playing together, you don't even need the whole team or even half the team. But you can form a really good collective, of just that support, attack, and defense sort of triangle. Really,
It emphasises teamwork, doesn't it? Because every time we've got together, we've won because 3 of the players already straight away are team working together. And I think if you get players who are playing on their own, it can be an absolute mess. It's disorganised. There's no real,
which is nice. 'Cause definitely, but that said, it doesn't stop you playing on your own if you want to.
No, exactly,
It'll
yeah.
give you a nice challenge.
But it's not the coordination, the cohesion's not there as much, is it?
Yeah.
When you get team making, it's much more effective, isn't
Yeah,
it?
I mean, it's definitely going to be interesting to see how that comes along, because also I think, wasn't it, everyone who bought Rome 2 gets access to the beta, was it? Or
I don't know that.
Was it if you bought it or was it pre-ordered? I can't really remember.
pre-ordered
It's,
or bought it or something
yeah.
like that,
I
yeah.
can't remember that.
You got into the beta, so I think that was when it goes open beta
Wow.
or something like that.
Yeah.
Because it looks like they're slowly, as Rambler said, they're opening up to more and more players. It looks like they're slowly scaling it up.
They've really improved it recently. I think it's made them nice little improvements a lot. So
I think it's worth noting, though, this is only for EU players at the moment, but they are looking to
yes.
expand into American servers soon.
Yeah.
I think they're just kind of stabilising their EU servers before they throw things over to the States, but then obviously there will be an even bigger pool of players.
Yeah.
So yeah, it should be good. It's going to be interesting to see how that develops, because we kind of heard a little bit and then heard nothing and then heard a little bit more, and hopefully we're going to hear more in the next couple of months about
that's
Arena.
it. Yeah, yeah.
But they've been definitely quite tight-lipped on Arena, but it's going to be interesting how that shapes up.
Well, it's a very interesting time for us, isn't it, with what they're looking to do with Arena, Kingdoms as well, and obviously what they do with Attila. So there's a lot to look forward to, isn't there?
Yeah, definitely.
In Total War, definitely.
Right. Well, if you guys have any thoughts on Arena, let us know in the comments. But
Will you guys be playing it? When
Yeah.
it comes out, will you be playing it?
Are you looking forward to it, or are you not
Yeah.
bothered? Obviously, it is free to play.
That's it.
So, I guess, is there a reason not to play it?
There's no reason at all for the strategy lovers. It's out there for any Total
Unless
War.
you've got no
player.
internet, but if that's the case, how are you watching this podcast? Dun, dun, dun.
3G.
Woo woo. Anyway, Warrior's now going to talk about some DLC and Attila.
Oh God! Dare I say it? Dare I talk about it? No, basically, we were talking before, weren't we, in previous chats we've had about DLC and what Crave Assembly have done with their content recently. And obviously, we know the timing of DLCs with Attila has been pretty bad so far.
It doesn't sit well with
Exactly, yeah.
a
And
lot of people in the community. I mean, I've
Exactly.
put my hand up. I had a 10-minute rant in one of my Dane parts. I think part 12 of my Dane's Let's Play. Basically, though...
Well, no, hold on. I uploaded dedicated videos about it, Lionheart, so...
No, he's plugging.
Okay. Well, Rambler went a step far and made a dedicated video on that. I thought about it. I probably should have made a separate video, but I decided just to include it in the video that I was recording at the time, which was my Dane's part. Is that all right, Rambler? Is that all right?
Well,
All right. Anyway, but as I stated in there, and this is what I wanted just to make clear, because obviously the discussion of the DLC is about its content in this podcast rather than its timing, is that I have no issue with the content. I actually quite like culture packs. Thank you, Warrior. I quite like the content. I like the setup that they've had from Rome 2 of releasing culture packs and campaign packs and stuff, but I just felt it was too much too soon, personally. So if Warrior has come back to us now from Silly Face Land, we're gonna go over to him. We're gonna go over to him.
I did start, but then you wanted to put your little thing about the fact you don't.
God, these guys, you can't get.
Gotta get the staff.
Bands Brigade! Bands Brigade!
Oh, he's already started.
He's had a pint. He's had a pint. Watch out.
He's only half a pint. You can get him in pints.
You do mean, but I'm getting one.
Anyway, Warrior Sparta.
Right. So yeah. So
DLC.
timing's a bit ropey, we said, and obviously I think the community will be very vocal with that, and I think that's good because obviously I think Creative Assembly can take away that and look at that and see how they move forward. But in terms of content, I think they've improved a lot with Attila's DLCs. You know, we haven't just got culture packs of 3 factions and that's it. They have expanded on it in this this game. You know, you've got different things in the Celts culture pack, for example. You've got new tech trees, new building chains, new sort of events that are happening, and particular sort of tier buildings which require, you know, specialist things to be unlocked in the campaigns for them to actually be available to build. So you have to, I think it's win, is it 3 heroic victories or something like that to get to a certain type of religious building, something of that nature.
Along those lines, yeah.
So they have pushed that on. The content has been improved, I think, for Attila, and they have sort of taken new ideas. But what I was sort of wanting to discuss with you guys is, where do you move this forward? You know, what content will they bring out in terms of campaign packs, you think, for Attila, and what can they add? What can they, you know, move this forward? Because obviously everyone knows what a content or DLC is technically going to be like with Total War, but what can they do to improve them? What can they sort of make it so the players want more from the games, basically? So that's what all we wanted to say was, I am impressed with what they've done, but how can you move it forward in terms of content?
Yeah. Not just repeat the, I think, largely successful DLCs that they had for Rome 2, but obviously step them up and bring even more to the table.
Exactly, and what campaign packs? 'Cause a lot of people have been speculating that already. What sort of campaigns we'll be getting in Attila this time? You know.
Yeah,
I personally would like to see one set in Anglo-Saxon.
Oh, you'd love that, wouldn't you?
Yeah. So a bit like there is a mod in Medieval 2 called The Last Kingdom. So essentially, if it was that, so you have all the Anglo-Saxon kingdoms. You got the Danes invading. You've also got the Irish causing problems, and the Welsh as well. Obviously, they're not the Irish and the Welsh; they're different, various tribes.
Yeah.
But you got the Angles still. You got the Angles, the Saxons. You got the Kingdom of Kent. You got the Wessex, Northumbria,
Nice.
East Anglia, Mercia.
Zoomed in map of it.
Yeah, so concentrated on primarily the England, Scotland, Wales, and maybe a little bit of France as well, because I think the Frankish kingdom was quite a power back then as well. So
the conquests of Britannia after the Romans had sort of...
Yeah, so once the Saxons and all of the other tribes have already kind of sailed over and
was it the Franks, the Saxons,
Angles,
and I think the Jutes came over,
so
didn't they?
Kind of
that
like,
was the Kingdom of Kent, yeah.
Kind of like a zoomed-in
that would be pretty
Britannia
good, actually.
campaign, but
That
for
would be
Attila.
very good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It worked well in medieval kingdoms, didn't it? The zoomed-in sort of Britannia campaign.
Yeah.
Had.
I mean, I'm thinking, I'm also kind of along the lines of a Britain or Britannia themed campaign, because wasn't there that tease screenshot that looked like it was going to be
That's it.
because
For Rome 2,
Rebellion or something like that, or something going on there for Rome 2,
Never had
and then
that.
nothing came of it. It looked like there was a new British style fort or Iceni fort, and then some like new Iceni units or something like that in a screenshot that was released officially.
I'm sure there's auxiliary units for Romans in there as well. Auxiliary.
But
I mean,
nothing came of that.
Yeah.
Maybe one day they could implement historical events that actually happen in the game. A bit like in the original Rome, Mount Etna erupted?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had things like the Black Death and things like that, Plague and
in Medieval 2.
Yeah, I mean, talking about kind of the current content of the DLCs that have been released, obviously not including the Viking Forefathers, because that didn't have its own specific storyline tree, but you've got the stories of emerging characters, don't you?
Yeah, Lay of Yubor and 2 seconds, I'll tell you what it is. It's Lay of Yubor and because I want to Yeah.
pressure.
No, don't say that because now I can't bloody find it.
But anyway, you've got these two storylines. That one was
Adam Why.
there we go. There we go.
Yeah.
So you've got these two storyline based events which give you a general at the end of it based on the choices you make. And I actually, when I live streamed the Longbeards DLC, and I was looking at the Langobards, which is the only time I've taken a look at that DLC, I found that quite fun because that was nice and interactive to have within the Twitch chat, choosing all the options, and then we had this general spat out at the end of it.
I think they can move on, but I think they can expand on that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
More to that than they can what they've done so far.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to see that expanded. I mean, brief segue. I'd actually like to see things like skill trees expanded much more than they currently are, because I think there's a lot further that they could be expanded with options. Just because I think when you get a character to max level, you've almost got a point in every single skill tree. It'd be nice to almost have it so that your choices really do impact on that character, that you can't
absolutely
you can't get all the skills. If there's a few more, like another 2 kind of tiers of skills or something like that, it'd be nice to see, that if he goes down this line, he can't go back and get those traits over there. He won't have enough points at max level, or like rank 10 or whatever it is. But yeah, I mean, I'd love to see. I'm more just curious about what happened with that. If that screenshot was hinting at a Britannia DLC or campaign pack or something like that.
If you're watching Creative Assembly, please tell us.
Yeah, send it in for next month's Warcast.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens. Also, I wonder if they're going now. Emperor Edition mainly would you say fair to say came about to rectify some of the launch issues that Rome 2 had.
We did it.
So obviously, Imperator Augustus campaign that came with that, which was quite an extensive campaign. You had the whole map again. Just kind of set forward a little bit in time there, and obviously some tweaks. It's going to be interesting to see what sort of free LC Creative Assembly offer up.
You see, I think they'll bring out something with the Wonders again. I think because obviously Wonders are not on the battle map at the moment, aren't they? We'll have something like that, I'm sure of it, because obviously remember that when we had the Seasons and Wonders for Rome 2, that will probably come out at some point. Things like that. I mean, if they could, as Rambler said, I don't know what historical events actually happened around the time of... but actual historical events. Yeah! Knights of the Round Table!
Yeah. I mean, I guess if we looked at something kind of like a substantial DLC pack, like a campaign pack, obviously besides the Britannia one, I think it might be nice to see, something jumping a bit further forward in time. I don't know how far they're willing to kind of push this, because obviously with Rome 2 you had kind of Rise, Height of Empire, and beginning of, the division of the Empire with Imperator Augustus, obviously the 3 warring generals and what have you.
Yeah.
And obviously Attila probably is the epitome of the empires falling apart. I mean, my history degree actually started about 200-300 years after Attila's period, so I'm not
inconvenient.
Yeah, inconvenient because I don't know a huge amount about this time period.
Very much like this with me. Very much like this.
I mean, if we were to jump loads forward, you got Charlemagne. I guess something zoomed in on the establishment of the early Holy Roman Empire and things like that, but I guess that maybe scrapes too close to a potential Medieval 3 territory.
Ooh, that'd be good, wouldn't it? Medieval 3, yeah. But yeah, no, it's true. You see, how far they can take it? Obviously, they've got. I mean, what do we know when the actual time of when it? Obviously, with Total Wars now, they seem to be Rome 2. You can carry on forever, can't you, with these campaigns? But when is the actual cut-off date with Attila? Is it 450 AD? Is it? Is the actual then?
450 sounds about right. Yeah, I think that's with the Divine Triumph as well, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
But you can probably hit continue after that, surely.
Yeah, you can do like Rome 2. You can carry on until.
Charlemagne was only in the 9th century, so I don't think that's too close to.
No, nothing really changed. Well,
they're still in the Dark Age. They're still like around the time of what I said about the Anglo-Saxons.
Yeah, the establishment then.
Norse invasions.
At least when I was studying, what was then the establishment of the kingdoms that would go forward into the medieval era, as it were. You have the Franks, evolving, you get the Burgundians, and you've got obviously the English kingdoms, Obviously, all settling and King Alfred and things like that. And
Definitely. I think they'll definitely, what Rambler said, I think they'll definitely may go down that route of the invasion of Britannia. I think that'd be a very good DLC to do, and I think a lot of people will like that one.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I would love for them to do, if they did do that, like Britannic DLC, have us being able to man Hadrian's Wall.
Oh, can you imagine? I mean, that is on the campaign. You can't see that on the battle map, can you?
I think you can. There was a glitch or a bug where it wasn't showing up. I seem to remember reading on the forums, but then a patch I think made it show up or something like that.
That needs to be done.
But I'm mainly saying that also because I've just watched Game of Thrones season 4 again on Blu-ray in prep for season 5. Oh look, they know the theme tune. Well done.
We have watched it.
We have watched the series, but just when they have the siege of the wall there, it does look rather awesome, and I would love to replicate that on Hadrian's Wall.
I think Hadrian's Wall was slightly smaller.
It was slightly smaller, Rambler, but it was still a big wall. All right, it was a big wall, and it separated the north. Let me have my dreams.
There also
King
was
of
the
the
Antonine
North.
Wall.
You know nothing, Jon Snow.
There was the Antonine Wall as well, but that was abandoned.
There sits the only man I mean to bend the knee to, the King in the North.
Yeah, well, that went well for him, didn't it?
Yeah.
Your meat is bloody tough.
That's coming out soon.
It is. Game
Season
of Thrones.
5. It's in 5 days.
Yes.
Or 6 days. It's out next.
Okay, right. Segueing away, I think we're done with DLC.
It's got it.
Boom! I wanted to talk about kind of Attila in the Shadow of Rome 2
You are, mate.
because
Thanks. Yeah, cheers. I'm on.
he's gone. But I mean, obviously, Rome 2 didn't have a great launch.
No.
No, it didn't have a great launch. Emperor Edition came out to try and
Really?
rectify a lot of the problems that still hadn't been sorted. The game is obviously a lot more stable than it was at release.
Emperor Edition, yeah. Beautiful.
Rambler's on beer number 2, it sounds like.
It's working tomorrow.
He is. He's charging through him there.
Two.
But anyway, yeah, so kind of following that, there was a lot of worry, hesitant buying. I saw on a lot of the forums about people wondering what state would Attila be launching. Especially, I mean, I was surprised when it was announced that it was coming out in February, to be honest.
Yes, I was very surprised.
At EGX, because I mean, it only just been over a year since Rome 2 had come out, and they announced it in the September. So it was kind of a year anniversary of Rome 2. Oh, here's the next game in February.
We were there, weren't we? We were there.
We were there.
Again, weren't we?
Yeah, that's when we met for the... Was it
Yeah, I met Rambler for the first time, and it's never.
You stayed over my house.
No, that was no. Let's get that. That was for.
Oh dear, they cuddled.
Oh no, that was
Very
later.
silly.
Yeah, well, we met the
Later.
first time in Eurogamer. We'd never looked back, and then.
They're now adopting a son together.
Yes, yeah, called Hector.
We didn't agree
Beautiful,
on that. Okay.
beautiful.
Well, I thought we were going for Hector.
Clarence.
Okay, fair enough then.
Anyway,
Hector Clara.
don't call a child that.
What, Hector Clara?
No, don't. It's not ancient Greece.
Paris.
Oh, God, who's been watching Troy?
I just love Troy. I think it's an underrated film, to be honest with you.
Bit
I
long.
think
I prefer Kingdom of Heaven, the extended edition.
Yeah, but Troy deserves more credit than he gets.
Okay, you guys decide. Troy or Kingdom of Heaven in the comments. Go.
Kingdom of
Anyway,
Heaven, extended edition. Extended edition.
yes. What? I thought we were talking about Emperor Edition. I thought we'd got back to Total War then.
Sorry.
No. I wasn't done.
Attila launch. How did you guys find it?
It was
Attila's-
so much better. So much better. I mean, we've been playing it since, what was it? December?
The preview.
We were very lucky.
Yeah.
at
January.
the preview build, yeah.
Wasn't it? No,
Yeah.
we had a bit over December. Yeah.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
did.
so we've been, and obviously from our videos that you saw, it looked polished then. It obviously needed a lot of optimization.
Yeah.
But when we actually played it, on release day, it was such a breath of fresh air.
It wasn't. I haven't seen loads of I didn't see loads of screaming forum posts. I mean, I was streaming for 12 hours on launch day, which was an interesting experience. And
I was about 8, yeah.
I didn't suddenly have loads of people jumping into the chat going, "Oh my god, it's totally broken! It won't work." I mean, the major issue that I saw, and to a degree, I it's still there now, is that the game actually could do with further optimization. The FPS impact is quite considerable, but I mean, we have heard from CA that apparently, like, the extreme settings aren't built or aren't like made for existing graphics
It's
cards.
a bit controversial, I
They're
thought.
made for, apparently, next-gen cards. I mean, obviously, say Nvidia's Titan X has just been announced. Is that a next-gen card, or are CA looking even beyond that? I mean,
I bought a 970 for Attila, and it's good.
My 980 holds up, but obviously, we should say graphics card.
Mine 770 does.
Total War games are always CPU-intensive games, and obviously they handle better on Intel processors than they do over AMD, just because it seems that Intel have sort of...
Intel!
Oh, God.
What happened?
I think
Intel!
we're going to have to email all these companies after this and say, could you please sponsor us, because we're...
Did you show an Intel box or something?
No, he's just... have you not been hearing what he's been saying?
Intel!
Can you hear him?
Yeah, I just heard him saying Intel over and over again. I was looking at a picture.
Is that not a plug these days? Is that not considered? Anyway, so obviously, yeah, Total War games do need a considerably powerful processor. I've got an i7. You guys,
Same.
yeah, we've all got i7s. Reasonably top-end ones.
Yeah.
So, and we've all paired them up with pretty powerful graphics cards. Now, I mean, I can run mine on the ultra settings. I turn shadows to performance to try and lower the FPS impact, and I find that works quite well. I mean, it's playable, but it's obviously, we're not seeing... The kind of the standard now is, can it run 1080p, 60 FPS with a lot of PC games? That's what you see people saying. Can it do 60 FPS, 1080p?
No.
Attila can't. Not on high settings. You can if you drop it all to low. I got 125.
Wow.
Beautiful. Well, actually, no, not beautiful. It didn't look great, but it ran like so smooth.
It looked like me after a run, probably.
Oh my god.
Smooth.
Well, after a night with me and you in there.
That's not a thought we want to think about.
But I was always quietly confident with this, because we all knew that it was clear to see on it. They got the Emperor's Edition out. They had that as a base. They've used that, and you can see that for the game. It has been pretty much worked off Emperor Edition.
Certainly, a lot of the most pessimistic forum posts I saw were, at least it can't be worse than Rome 2 is now, were some of the comments I saw. So, I mean, it's a fair point. Surely it couldn't get any worse. We surely couldn't go backwards in development. We couldn't have another Rome 2 launch.
Well, there's a classic one on Reddit, actually. If we go, when they were doing for arena sign-ups and said, have you played any betas or anything recently? Rome 2.
Oh yeah, I remember saying that.
That is going to be the butt of the jokes for CA for quite a while there. But I mean, at least they did, do their best to try and improve it and fix a fair few of the issues.
Never set that away from them. They had 16 patches in the end, 17 patches.
Like that, yeah.
I think it was about 17, yeah.
Plus, I think I've seen a post saying that they're not apparently not actively planning to support any more content for Rome 2, but they're not ruling it out. So that's not to say that if something popped up, there wouldn't be a new patch or wouldn't be new content for Rome 2, which you don't really get that kind of dedication from a lot of developers these days to patch it that extensively. Like, just a segue comparison, we all played and were all disappointed by Assassin's Creed Unity, and that still hasn't been patched to fix its performance issues. It's still got so many, and that's been out a fair while now, but there's just no progress really with it by comparison.
There was a game that's been updated recently, not that anyone will really care, but Black Ops 2, that's been updated to tease Black Ops 3.
Oh, right, okay.
There's been like a new update for it, yeah.
So
Okay.
you're suggesting we should keep our eyes on Rome 2 or Attila to tease what's next?
What? Okay, I guess turning it back to Total War then, yeah.
Well, strangely enough, this
maybe.
podcast is...
Well, I can bring up other stuff, God damn it!
We're segueing back, though. Oh dear.
Well, there goes my Vaseline.
I don't even want to know why that's on your desk.
Yeah, what's that for?
I get dry lips.
Right, okay. But anyway, yes, so I think the general consensus is we've all had far better experiences with Attila's launch than we did with Rome 2.
I think the community will have that same agreement.
Yeah, I mean, we'd love to hear from you. If you did have a diabolical launch experience with Attila, let us know. Let us know why. What was the issue? Has it been fixed?
This is it with the podcast. Anything we talk about, guys, put it in the comments below.
Yeah, we want to share that discussion. We'll be commenting, in reply.
As long as you agree with us.
Don't know. Point should be made. Please don't listen to Rambler during the podcast.
Disclaimer. Yeah.
Disclaimer. But yeah, no, we'd love to obviously hear your thoughts and opinions. If we've got it right, if we've got it wrong, we're all just sharing our opinions here, so we'd love to hear yours as well. But yeah, I think Attila has kind of stepped out a little bit of the shadow of Rome 2, the troubles that it had on launch. I certainly think that potentially, I don't know about you guys, maybe Rome 2's launch had an impact on Attila's potential sales. I don't know what these guys are doing with their mics anymore. So I'm just gonna go in the OBS overlay. I'm gonna slowly turn off their webcams, and it'll just be blank spots. I'll just do it, one man show for the rest of the podcast. But yeah, I don't know what you guys think. Do you think Attila's kind of stepped away from Rome 2 enough? With its own merits of.
Yeah, we brought back things the community wanted. That was a big thing about it. It's brought back
family trees.
Yeah.
Family tree, and it's brought back a little bit more want of your players and your, not obviously just players, I mean generals. I mean, your generals mean more now, and that's what I think that sort of storyline of you playing it and making your own sort of campaign up was lacking a bit in Rome 2, but now it's being brought back a bit with Attila.
I'm role playing.
It was lacking a lot in Rome 2.
Exactly.
I'm role playing so much more in my series. And my Saxon Let's Play is my AKA King in the North campaign. My Danes Let's Play, I chopped a guy's balls off for being disloyal. Yeah, exactly. Your reaction there, Warrior Sparta. Everyone in the comments went crazy. You know, the thing is,
sick.
I can just get attached to the characters more, not their balls. They get lost.
I had an occasion where my general died in battle, my faction leader, no fault of my own, obviously, and so his son came to power. Yeah, okay, that was my fault. But so his son came to power, and then one of my generals had really low loyalty. So I basically got I think I got my brother to spread rumors, and the rumors that he had.
That's a good idea.
The rumors kind of spread so much that people just came up and just straight up just killed him. I didn't do it, but then the opposing faction, his supporters, came and killed the person that instigated the rumors in the first place.
Well, I was going to mention actually.
It was just that kind of stuff. It's just
in my Danes Let's Play, I chopped off Ragnar's balls, but I used my heir's. I used my faction heir's wife to do it because she had more influence, and so I was like, well, it's not a general, so I got her to chop Ragnar's balls off. But then apparently his wife or his supporters went and killed my heir's wife, who chopped Ragnar's balls off. So there was a revenge killing, and I lost my faction heir's wife. So I was, as a result of that, I wasn't able to, secure my family line, the legacy, yeah. And he's since had plenty of bastard children. So that's really, but you don't have that dynamic, and I think to me it does really beg the question: why did they remove it? Because they had it in Shogun 2, they had it in Fall of the Samurai.
Well, we don't know what happened.
It wasn't that important in Fall of the Samurai, just because you had it on a couple of weeks per turn, and then no one ever grew up.
Where they nailed it was Medieval 2. Medieval 2 has never been better than that, in my opinion. The traits, the retinues, and everything you had in Medieval 2 was perfect.
Attila's very close to it, though. I'm really, really enjoying how that's kind of come back to that system. But as I said with the skills earlier, I'd just like to see more skills, more traits. And kind of just even more options for just developing my family more, so I can get even more invested in that system, because I think it's quite an enjoyable system.
Beautiful, yeah, it is, and I think they've learned from that now. I don't think you'll ever see that go again.
Yeah, please, CA, don't take out family trees. If you do, replace it with some kind of character interaction system, because we need that, I think. And I think Attila's shown how important and how enjoyable they can be, especially with the stories that we talked about. With the 2 DLCs, you've got those stories to bring in new characters. That really does affect the gameplay and make it more immersive, in my opinion. Anyway.
Definitely.
Right. It looks like it's mod of the month time. So we're gonna each show or talk about a mod, or in my case, I'm gonna look at 2 very small mods together across all of the Total War series. We each picked some mods there. We're going to show them off, and then you guys can discuss them, and you guys can comment in the comment section and let us know which you think is the best mod this month, basically. Let us know what you think.
We'll be right back.
Bye.
Hello, and welcome to my mod spotlight for this month's Warcast. So the mods that I'm taking a look at 2 mods, and they're both for Total War Attila. They're both quite small mods, but they have a few nice little tweaks and changes, which obviously, because there's no Steam Workshop support yet for Attila, kind of larger mods, it's not as easy to install them right now, it's not as easy to access them, although there's a fair few being developed on Total War Center. I know Radious is working on a lot of bits. But anyway, the first mod that I'm looking at is a mod from a chap called Walrus. He's also making kind of his larger overhaul mod called Tusk mod. But this is kind of a sub-mod from that I've got running at the moment, which is a UI kind of update mod, which basically just shows a few more kind of hidden statistics that for some reason CA have hidden away, that you can't easily see when you scan units, both in the campaign and on battle when you're looking at the information panel. I'm using a custom battle to display this information today just because it's nice and easy to show. But as you can see here, on the right hand side, under the Germanic nobles, you've got their melee attack, melee damage, which are all normal stats, and then you have attack against infantry, which is slightly smaller because obviously trying to fit it all into the UI there. Walrus has managed to get it in. But yes, so now basically he's just revealed some of the hidden statistics that units have, such as, you know, attack against infantry, attack against cavalry. Now these are all the bonus statistics that these units have, which is quite useful, especially when looking at cavalry. You can see which cavalry units have a bonus versus other cavalry units. Likewise, for instance, I would have thought with some spears, they've got bonus versus cavalry as well. So that's all useful to note. And just a few other little tweaks. Now, notably as well that I find really useful is you've got range there, which honestly I can't understand why that's not shown, because it's quite annoying not to know the statistical numerical value of a range for an archer or crossbow or even slingers. You know, not being able to just quickly check that on the fly. Obviously you can do that with siege equipment as well. You can see the artillery. No, I lie, you can't actually. For some reason there's no range. I thought there would have been. So for whatever reason, Warcast 1 doesn't show the range for artillery, but it does show it for, say, cavalry and things like that. I thought it did for that. Fair enough. I did try out a couple of other mods before I kind of came across Warcast 1, but there are ones that just shows range for all units. But this one I felt it was quite useful considering it had those hidden stats shown as well. So it's not a particularly glamorous mod. Some of you might seem it's just a subtle little change, but having those extra statistics I find quite useful, and I wanted to share that with you guys because maybe you weren't aware of the possibility of getting those stats shown. I mean, just for archers, I mean, once obviously you know the stats, it's probably alright, but just to establish which units outranged others and things like that. Obviously you can see with the Visigoths they have their elite Germanic archers with 200 range, which is awesome. Anyway, the other mod I wanted to show you guys, and I'm just using this setup here, I'll put these guys both onto max veterancy, we'll jump into a battle, is I'm also using Radious's Blood Pack, or Radious's Blood mod. Obviously you need the Blood and Burning DLC for Attila, for this mod to work, but he's basically worked on improving the blood kind of textures, the way it splatters. He's also made it so that the blood stays on the ground long after it's first appeared. In Attila, without Radious's mod, with the Blood and Burning DLC applied, the blood only stays on the ground for around about 10 seconds, and then it disappears, which to me seems rather silly. I don't get why you'd have that. But Radious has changed the blood splatter patterns and things like that, which just tweaks and enhances the bloody experience you want to have in Attila with Blood and Burning. So he's going to be facing off against these Eastern Roman units. Also I can show again Walrus's stats. So you've got missile block chance also shown here. So it's just useful to know all the little statistics that you can get. And, you know, Walrus's mod seems to do that the best at the moment. But obviously there are other mods to check out as well. But if you want those stats, feel free to check it out. Obviously both links to Radious's mod and Walrus's mod can be found in the description. I should mention that for Walrus's mod, you can toggle it on and off in the mod manager. So it's easy if you quickly want to jump into a multiplayer game or something like that. For Radious's mod, you actually have to put that into your Total War Attila data folder, so that means that you will have to manually close down the game, cut the file out of your folder, out of your data folder, and then put it back in when you want to load up multiplayer or something like that. Just a heads up, but Both very easy to install, very painless, and they don't no conflictions there or anything at the moment. Obviously, if you're going to use a sub mod or something like that, or a larger overhaul mod, then you might want to check out compatibility and things like that, and you may well find that certain sub mods include these already. Anyway, moving forward, these Thracian Oathsworn, they look badass. Hopefully we should get some nice blood splatters, but as you can see, the AI's decided to deploy their stones over there, so we're just going to fast forward while we get round. Going to avoid the stones there. Both fresh units, that's fine, it's not flanking me. Right, we'll get a charge on in here, and a charge in here. Hoping we'll just get to see some cool blood splatter. Now, I'm going to hit slow-mo, just so hopefully we can see some of the blood splatter effects, and gone cinematic as well. Just so that we can see the clash. You should also see the blood spray up as well. I think Radious has changed little tweaks to that. Woohoo! He's also apparently tweaked the kind of rate at which blood appears on a unit, so the longer they fight in battle, the more blood that shows on them. Okay, so you've got the blood flying up here from that guy. And down he falls. So yeah, you'll see more blood on your units as they continue to fight, which again is a nice addition there that Radious has worked on. Just hoping to see some cool kills. Oh yeah, they're all going over the neck for that chop. Oh, there we go, this guy getting covered in it. And the blood will stay on the floor as well. It won't just disappear after 10 seconds. So the battlefield will reflect the bloody state of affairs that you're engaged in. So we can see over here, obviously a bit difficult with the grass, but the blood is staying there. If I zoom up, then we can sort of see the blood patches of where units have died horrifically. Massacre down here, lots of blood on the floor. Blood spurting up there. So yeah, just kind of little enhancements to the blood. I think he said he's tweaked the textures so they look a little bit more realistic than the base Blood and Burning DLC textures. Guy going down, units getting covered with blood as they engage. Oh, look at him jump there. Could just sit and watch the slow-mo effects all day, to be honest. But the others, Warrior Sparta and Rambler, both have mods to show you, so I will let them get on and show those. So I hope you enjoyed these two little mods that I've spotlighted here. Small little tweak mods, but you know, for those of us that, I mean, myself included, I don't necessarily always enjoy using big overhauls on my Total War games. Eventually, I'll get round to doing that, but often I like to try and stay as close to the vanilla experience as I can before I load up a load of like large overhaul mods in, say, my second or third campaign playthroughs. So these are the kind of little tweak mods that I like using. So if you also like using kind of mods that don't change too much at a time, but just make nice subtle changes, then these are certainly ones to look in for you. Anyway, enjoy the other mod spotlights. Till next time.
Okay guys, so the mod that I'm going to be looking at for this month's spotlight is one that is for Rome 2, and it's been created by ChampLoo, who's created some fantastic mods for Rome 2 over the last couple of years. It's a very small mod, but does offer a lot to the player, and it's basically called Alexander of Macedon, and it will simply add Alexander the Great to the game as a playable general, and you can play out a campaign as Macedon and then recruit him as a general from the start, and that's really good because it offers a little bit more to the player than I think Rome 2 offered before. Because one of the problems with Rome 2 is, and I've mentioned this before, is the fact that you can't really relate to generals on this game. You don't really feel attached to them in any way, and I think this mod brings that back a little bit for you as a player. So you get attached to him, you want him to do well, you want him to achieve the same feats that he did in history. So I think it's a lovely little neat mod, and I wanted to show it to you today basically if you didn't know about it. And if you want to actually download it for yourselves as well, don't forget, link to it in the description of the videos, and you can go and check it out and download it on the Steam Workshop. So very quickly we'll have a look at the statistics of the unit, the Alexander's Companions unit, and then we'll move on to the campaign map, have a look at him on there, and also have a look at him on the battle map as well. So you can see here his melee attack and melee defense are pretty solid. His charge bonus isn't too bad, but where he does sort of come through is his armor, his health, and his base morale. So he can really hold out for a long period of time in combat. He does have very good attack, so you can really sort of start to break down units quite effectively after a while. But yeah, I think his statistics overall are quite nicely balanced, and he will add, for the player, a very effective unit. And I think as you build him up and as you increase his skills, he'll become even more deadly as he goes on. You can see here his base sort of abilities are, he's got Wedge, Draco, Disciplined units, his Encouraged ability, and he can obviously hide in forests. But of course, as you build up him as a general and you can increase his skills, you'll get more and more abilities as you carry on. So that's why it's so important for this unit and for him to be successful with him on the battlefield and on the campaign map as well, because then you can really make him a very effective commander quite quickly, in fact. So let's have a quick look at him on the campaign map now. Okay, so here we go, we're on the campaign map, and as I said to you earlier on, you can only recruit him, of course, when you play as a Macedon, and he's only available to be recruited in the first 2 turns, I believe, so you have to recruit him quite early on if you want to use him on the campaign. So you have to raise a force, of course, as usual, and then raise an army. You can see there his portrait is very unique and different to the other standard generals you get on the game, so you can see he sort of stands out straight away. Raise him as an army, and you can select other different types of units if you want to have him a different sort of bodyguard unit for him, but of course it wouldn't be right not to have him without his companions. So we recruit him there, and zoom in a little bit. You can see there the character model on the campaign map does look rather good. Obviously it's based on Oliver Stone's version of Alexander on the film, played by Colin Farrell, which I think is a very underrated sort of film actually. Didn't receive the best of critics, but as I say, it looks rather good on his campaign map, and it looks very detailed, so he's done a fantastic job of replicating that. And you can see there as well the shield design, the shield textures look fantastic. So yeah, as I say, very much stands out on the campaign map, and is very easy to identify when playing as him. So there you go. So let's have a look at him very briefly on the battle map as well. Okay, right. Oh, there's a nice lion. Hello, Mr. Lion. Is that Lionheart saying hello? Right, okay, here we go on the battle map now, and you can see here this is his brave companions, and there is Alexander right in the middle there with his unique design unit for himself there. And you can see that, look at that, the beautiful textures this character model's got. It is fantastic. ChampLoo's done a fantastic job of recreating it from the film, and look at the textures on the shield there. It looks absolutely fantastic. The tiger skill on the horse, the robes, his sort of armor. Look at it, very detailed and very detailed indeed. And look at the helmet as well, beautifully done. So yeah, a really nice character model, and beautifully drawn by ChampLoo. So yeah, fantastic job by him. And of course, his 100 companions supporting him as his bodyguard. So let's launch him into battle now. Let's ride with him as he moves to take out the Roman general's bodyguard. So he's got a few abilities already with this custom battle. Well, as I say, as you build him up on the campaign map, and the skills you take, of course, as usual, will determine what skills he has on your campaign. But yeah, it does add that element of role playing to the game again, that want of keeping your generals alive. I mean, I've got a campaign going at the moment, the Tales of Alexander, which I'm looking to bring back to the channel, and you know, that is centered around this mod, and yeah, it means a lot. Obviously the whole campaign's based on it, so if he dies on that campaign, it's the campaign over for me. But yeah, it does really add a lot to these Rome 2 campaigns once again. Here we go. We're going to brace ourselves for the charge now. Here we go. Come on. The companions are ready. Rome's bodyguards are standing there ready. Here we go. Right, there we go. Initiate the charge. Alexander's right in the middle of this clash here, slashing away. It's okay. Do not fear. Alexander's got this one in the bag. So already they're wavering, and we've lost no men at all. Look at this. And they're routed. They've gone. Alexander has defeated them pretty easily there. So their statistics are very strong indeed, even before they've been boosted by the skills that Alexander will acquire over the time with his campaigns. But there we go. I hope you've enjoyed it, and it gives you a nice flavour of what this mod is all about. And yeah, that is it. Simple as that. So if you want to get it, link in the description to the Steam Workshop. Go and download it, and you can be enjoying Alexander the Great on your campaigns very soon. Thanks again, guys. Bye.
Well, hello everyone, and welcome to my little mod spotlight for the Warcast. So, I'm doing a bit of a spotlight on Rome 2 mod, which I am extremely fond of, and that's Spartacus Rises. Now, if you've been following my channel for a little while, you know that I did a little campaign with this when it was released, and then I also did one with Warrior of Sparta as well. And what it essentially does is it changes the Hannibal at the Gates map into... Oh, no, wrong one. It essentially changes the Hannibal at the Gates map into the time period of when it was the Rebellion of Spartacus. The Serratorian rebels are also here. You also can play as the Berber Kingdom, Massalia, Rome, the Savanal Rebellion, which is Spartacus. You also have the Lusitani, the Aravalki, and the Kingdom of Numidia. So, just for the kind of sake of showing off the... No, I don't want to change my colour scheme. Every time, seriously, every time I try and record something, without fail, I'll be tabbed out to ask, would you like to change your colour scheme? No, I wouldn't. I want to show you guys the Spartacus mod. So, here we have it, and I'm just going to jump in and show you the campaign map. Okay, so, welcome to the campaign map. As you can see, we start off in a position where we have taken Capua, but we are in a lot of debt, so... What I did before when I started my campaign in this is that I think I basically worked my way down to Sicily, and then I think I worked my way back up. I'm not 100% sure. It's been a while since I've played this. Okay, so we can only see Rome, but as you can see, the campaign map is the normal kind of Hannibal of the Gate size. They are our enemy, and if I have a quick look at the faction, we have Spartacus, Crixus, Castus, Gannicus, and Onomaeus. So I imagine if you've watched the TV series Spartacus, then you'll know all of these lovely people, although I don't remember him having a mustache like that. But, yes. What we'll do, just for kind of to show you the game, I'll show you kind of the units. We start off with Spartacus, a general, the freedom fighters. You have civilian veterans, swordsmen, veterans, spearmen, horsemen, and recruits, shepherds, and herdsmen. And you have access to recruit quite a number of different units, so you can get... So units, a lot of them are free, but then their upkeep is quite high, and they do take a couple of turns to recruit. So that's why they kind of take a little bit longer to kind of recruit your armies, except brutes. But we're not really after brutes. So what I will do, I will just change up and make Spartacus have a full stack, and then we'll go and attack Tarquina. Yes, thank you. Okay, and what I'll do now, as you've seen a bit of the campaign map, I'll just go and show you a little battle rooney. Okay, so I thought I'd show off by showing you the freedom fighters led by Spartacus here. As you can see, they've basically taken the equipment that they would have had from the Romans, and it's very haphazard. So as you can see, he hasn't got any boots. He's also lacking in some kind of like plate armor there. He's got plate armor. Most of them don't have helms. I don't think any of them do. Different types of shields. So it really is like a rab tag I know I said that completely wrong, but I'll move on. Ragtag force that you lead. There we go. So see, some over here have wolf skins and helms. Some of them don't. All different ethnicities. So really, it is just those little touches of detail are very nice in the mod. I can show you a little battle. Of course, this isn't going to be anything special. It is just a garrison army going up against Spartacus's rebellion. So I will just basically send the whole gang in. So let's take a look at the cavalry here. Okay, so we have veterans. I'm not really used to the Rome 2 camera anymore compared to the Attila. The reason why I am not doing an Attila mod in this version of the Warcast, it's just that I'm not really used to... Well, I haven't really looked at any mods for Attila so far, which I know you're thinking, Alex, you really should. There are probably some great ones out there, and hopefully Lionheart and Warrior Sparta show off a couple. But as soon as the workshop is up, it makes it a lot easier to kind of search around for mods that I'm interested in. I am very looking forward to the medieval mod for Attila. I'll probably be covering that one heck of a lot. So expect to see a lot of content on that when I can get my hands on it. And I'll probably definitely do a video of it for the Warcast as well. Just in case you were wondering. Well, let's speed us up a little smidge. Don't imagine levies are going to do very well against my cavalry, even though they are just horsemen. There we go. Yeah, that's pretty much them out for the count. Well, they didn't lose that many straight away, but they are wavering. Oh dear. So in go the Rorii. We'll just send in Spartacus to deal with them. Arcing shots going in here. Take out a few more of them. Spartacus, you're hiding away. Go forth. Conquer and kill and all that lovely stuff. So this is without doubt one of my favourite mods for Rome 2. I really do like the setting. I like the attention to detail, and I just really like full conversion mods just in general. It's something that I really do enjoy kind of experiencing. The time it takes for these mods to be created is just, well, it takes a long time. I'm never going to be able to kind of make any mods myself. I imagine I could train myself, but it would take ages, and I'm not very good at kind of programming at all, or one bit. So I'm going to leave it to the pros. But hopefully you enjoy this little video of Spartacus Rises. I'm going to hand you back over now to the main podcast. But it's pretty confident here that Spartacus will win this epic battle. See you next time.
Okay, so we're back from taking a look at those mods. It's over to Rambler.
My one was clearly the best, by the way. Just saying. For God's sake, man. Stop it. This is my moment now, Warrior Sparta.
This is
Back
my
off.
moment.
Oh, this isn't actually my moment. Today we're actually going... Yeah, someone else's moment. So every month we're going to select a Total War YouTuber that we think does kind of like a very original or excellent, unique content. So... You know, apart from us three, there are plenty of other YouTubers out there.
What? Is it?
There are others, yeah.
There are, yeah. Apart from the Banter Brigade, there are
ones that came
others.
before.
The ones that and the ones that will come after us. So this month is OfficiallyDevin. So he does... I've actually been following him for quite a while, since I think before he had about 1,000 subscribers. He's now up to, what, 2,300?
Yeah.
And he does a lot of narrative Let's Plays with kind of a unique kind of style to it. I think Teppo Republic is what he's got going on now, and Massalia Tales, which was on the Total War Network, but now he's bringing it back onto his own channel.
Yeah.
So those series are really quite amazing. I got really addicted to them as well. He's got a very good presence.
Yeah, he's got a beautiful voice. I'm not going to lie, that is a sexy voice.
Yeah, he's got a very. You say he puts into his narrative Let's Plays a lot that people want to hear, don't they? I think it really adds that element of storyline, which is what Total War is about. We've said to you before, haven't we?
He gave Rome 2 a storyline.
It's beautiful. Yeah, it is very good.
I mean, I've got to admit, he's probably one of... I don't get a lot of time to watch other YouTubers as much as I like, but his is one of the few channels that I do actually kind of make a point of the week to sit down and watch the latest upload that he has. Just because, as Rambler said, the narrative Let's Plays is something I've not seen before.
No.
And, I mean, maybe others have done them, but he puts so much work into editing. I think I read one of his comments saying that it takes him like a week to basically put one part together, which is why there's only one of the uploads of each narrative Let's Play series a week or something like that. But he puts so much effort into doing that. I mean, he's not doing a live commentary, he's doing it as he goes along, afterwards.
It's scripted, isn't it?
It's scripted. It's a lot of work he does. He says he spends like an hour writing them, then obviously editing, rendering, uploading, getting them all ready and getting them all done. And I think each one of them, there's no like dip in quality. They're all at a really high level there. So yeah,
it's a shame he's not being recognised as much, because I think the work he puts in needs to be recognised for what it is. So
I did see the other day on the Total War Reddit, he had the most upvoted.
Yeah, someone had said, like, this is the best Let's Play I've ever seen. And to be honest, I think it was Teppo Republic. Probably it is, actually, in my opinion. It's probably one of the best Let's Plays I've ever seen, just because it's so engaging in the way he's done them.
It brings that epic feel to Total War.
Yeah, he's really done these fantastically. So, I mean, on his About page, obviously, it says he's got 2,341 subscribers. Guys, if you know Devin, or if you don't already, please do go check out his content. If you haven't subscribed already, I think the three of us, will vouch for him. His content is fantastic. He deserves a lot more subscribers than he has. I mean, obviously, you hear a lot of people with that kind of comment being thrown around, oh, you deserve loads more subscribers, but he genuinely does.
He genuinely does.
He deserves the subscribers, he deserves the views, and, any other support that people can offer.
So that we sent you there.
Is brilliant.
So that we sent you there.
Yeah. So yeah, if you do head on over to Devin's channel,
sent you.
if you do head on over to his channel, then comment saying the Warcast sent you. You can always say that's Lionheart, Rambler, and Warrior Sparta.
The Banter Brigade.
The Banter Brigade, whatever you want to call it.
I'm not letting it go.
He's not letting it go. But yes, a link to his channel is in the description, and we would love it if you would go and check him out, subscribe, comment, pull a silly face like Warrior is right now. That'll be perfect.
Do you do that around your children? Is that why you're putting so many faces?
That's the only way I make them laugh.
Is this how you unwind? Like, you just got to get all the silly faces out.
Well, when you say children, we were talking about balls being chopped off last. I mean, I wish I had last. That's what I need to have done soon. So.
And now he's got a third on the way, everyone. Congratulations.
I've got a triumvirate of children.
You've got your own Banter Brigade.
Yeah, YouTube. What the hell's that?
God. Anyway, yes, please do go check Devin out, and obviously, let us know again. We've asked you loads of things in this video. Have you
been taking notes?
Yeah, I hope so. We've obviously asked you a lot of interaction, but that's what we want from these podcasts, from the Warcast. We want a lot of interaction with you guys. We want to hear your thoughts. We'd love to obviously share some of the top comments and things like that in the next Warcast and what have you in Warcast Extras. So please let us know if there is another channel which you feel is underrated, underviewed, undersubscribed, that offers unique and excellent content that we should check out and we should spotlight. Neither of these guys will ever be spotlighted on the Warcast.
You want to spotlight your own channel.
Oh my god.
What a dick. Yeah. Don't make me turn off your webcams.
Probably do him a favour if you did that.
Probably. Anyway, yes, go check out Devin. And now Warrior Sparta's going to just let you guys know about some prizes, some giveaways that we're going to be running. And the winners of those will be announced in next month's Warcast.
Yeah. So what we're going to be doing every month, like we said we're going to be doing with our YouTuber Spotlights, is we're going to be doing giveaways and competition for you guys to enjoy. A bit of a present back into it for watching us for an hour. So putting up with us, you're going to get something back. So
Crumbs.
Basically, yeah. What? Crumbs?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna get more
Hello.
sensible people on next month, guys.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, no, you can't cut me.
I can turn your webcam off.
I made you. So basically, yeah, we're going to be doing giveaways and competitions each month. And how we'd like these to run is basically you guys submit a picture of the month and a clip of the month. And also, we're doing a sort of slightly different giveaway. So each month we're doing 3 giveaways, where, as I say, one will win it for the picture of the month, one will win it for a clip of the month, and then the third one will be sort of hidden away in our videos somewhere, sort of parts of the code. And the first person who gets it, obviously, will then unlock the DLC will be promote that month. So we're going to be doing one this month, and this is that every month we'll have a theme. And this month's theme is going to be blood and burning. So basically what you have to do is submit a clip as a picture or as a movie clip or a recording of your gameplay. Minimal editing, so not much editing is required on these clips that you send in. And by the way, on that subject, we do know if you're doing to submit screenshots, we do know what official screenshots look like. So make sure.
Myself and Warrior Sparta ran some competitions in our Hannibal at the Gate series, and we had people submitting official screenshots in. Guys, that's
Really?
a no. Yeah, that's a no-no.
Really cheap.
So yeah, you've got pick of the month and clip of the month. You can enter only one of those. So enter either the picture of the month or the clip of the month. So if you like videos and recording and video editing, do clip of the month, or if you like pictures and things like that, do picture of the month.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. And then basically what we'll do is, as I say, we each month have a theme. So we're going to have this month, basically. What are you doing? You typed something to me then.
No, we'll look at it afterwards.
Okay, I'm glad I think Rambler's put an entry in already. And then basically what we're going to do is put them all together. We'll decide who wins, and obviously then we'll let you know who's won the clip and who's won the picture of the month. So get going, guys. You've got a month, and we'll do this until the 27th of April. Okay, and then in next month's Warcast, we'll then announce the winners. But then each week, so each month, we'll then do another competition. So we'll give you the theme for the next month, basically.
And these need to be from either Shogun 2, Rome 2, or Attila, because they all have their own blood packs. So yeah, picture or clip. And to submit that, you just need to send it to the email, which is in the description. You'll see it underneath giveaway/competition entry email, and just email a link to where we can download or view your picture or clip. And we'll feature it.
We're going to say, you say then we're going to do an email address. We'll have an email address.
Yeah, we'll have an email address in there. Something along the lines of the Warcast at hotmail.com or something like that.
Yeah. So get going, guys. Be as inventive as or original as you want to be, but make sure it's legitimate and it's your own.
Yeah.
All right.
And
So what did you say? Legitimate?
He did. He started stuttering after half a pint. He's gone.
But
Yeah, so the 27th of April, guys, and then the next Warcast should be out within the first week of May. So that's when the winners will be announced, and obviously we'll feature the winners' screenshot or picture and clip. Again, minimal editing. Because we want to see the best shot. So a tip for you guys, if you're taking a screenshot or if you're recording a video clip, press K on your keyboard when you're in game. That works on both the campaign map and the battle map. It will remove the whole of the UI, the HUD in game.
Yeah, it does indeed.
Also, I think if you press Alt K, it goes into cinematic mode.
Yeah, cinematic
let's
mode.
do that.
Oh, and press N on your keyboard for a cinematic zoom.
And then is it F12 for screenshot on Steam?
Yeah, that is Steam. So you can use that, or you can use something like Fraps or even print screen if you want to be old school.
I actually still use print screen.
I do that to do screenshots of my desktop mainly.
Love it. So that's it, guys. So we thought we'd do that for you each month, and it's a great way to get
free
you guys
stuff.
involved. Yeah, free stuff. I mean, this month, obviously, the winner will be the Blood and Burning DLC. Is that right, Lionheart? Is that what
well, we haven't announced what the prizes will be, so you'll have to wait and see what
right.
you've won.
If they're taking pictures of Blood and Burning,
that's what I mean.
They already own it.
They'll need to have it, won't they?
Yeah.
Oh, Christ, yeah.
He didn't think that one through.
Well, not if it's Shogun 2.
Yeah, that had a blood pack.
Yeah, but not if they're going to go for
Burning.
Attila's Blood and Burning on Attila.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, if you want to do burning,
There'll be a secret prize.
There'll be some cool prizes.
Yeah.
Rambler for the night.
So yeah, obviously 2 competitions and 1 secret giveaway to find.
I'm a hard worker.
In next month's Warcast, in the descriptions of the videos. So, thank you, Rambler and Warrior Sparta, for being here, taking part,
You're welcome.
offering
It's actually been
some opinions and thoughts and silly faces.
We made it.
You did make it. So yeah, this is the first one, guys. Obviously, we're going to try and improve kind of the format as we
I
go
imagine they'll
on.
be longer as well. 'cause
Yeah, they'll be longer.
even 50 minutes.
No, we've got to add in the mod videos.
Oh yeah, that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, obviously we'll be looking to add in more, and obviously the more suggestions and feedback you give us, the more content we can include in these.
Exactly. So if you want to improve in some way, let us know and tell us.
And if we want to add in more stuff, again, there's that Warcast extra which we're planning to do as well as an extra kind of podcast on some other topics and things like that in between the main monthly Warcast podcast.
New announcements and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I'm looking to get this put onto iTunes and
Ooh.
is it SoundCloud as well to support that for podcasts and things like that.
Yeah, that'd be good.
So I don't know if that'll be in place for when this goes live, but if it is, then it'll be linked in the description with all the other links. So don't forget to check out that description. Loads of links. Especially,
Should also say,
yep.
Thank you to my friend Matt, who
Yes.
made the little artwork
Yes, he made
of the Warcast.
he made
Matt
the
Newbury.
Warcast and the characters that you're seeing on screen now.
Yeah, he
got
makes
talent.
he makes a lot of my thumbnails.
I do as well.
Well, he makes probably about 90% of my thumbnails.
Yeah. he does.
So any thumbnails you've seen since my channels have begun really have been him. The rubbish ones are mine. Warrior Sparta does make some very nice ones for me as well.
The 60
I'm just bad.
I've
Yeah,
never
mainly
made
the
Rambler
60 seconds one.
or a
the
thumbnail.
thing is, though,
Stone.
he's got a lot better, though, hasn't he? Matt has.
Oh, Matt has improved like
Tenfold.
it's just insane the stuff that he produces for me. So yes, big kudos and thanks to him.
And I think it works. What he's done for this thumbnail really works for the theme of what we're trying to set. You know.
So
Well, yeah, you're trying to keep control,
I am.
Reinhardt, and us
I am.
two are
We're
just
trying
like
to rein
we're
you in.
nah.
Rein you in.
We're like
Anyway,
schoolboys.
silence. Anyway, yes, we really hope you've enjoyed this podcast. We've left you loads of options for you guys to interact, so we would love it if you would interact. This is going up on all 3 of our channels, as hopefully you'll have seen by now, by the end of the video. So yeah, that's basically to include as many people as possible. And obviously, if you have enjoyed this, don't forget to subscribe to each of our channels for more content, both Warcast podcasts and Let's Plays and Total War stuff.
Total War. Yeah.
So
absolutely.
until next time, guys, see you in the next Warcast.
Bye.
Toodaloo.